The CraftMade CXL with 4 blades. This right here is a combination I decided to try out in the living room. I gotta say, it doesn't look all that bad. I prefer it with 5 blades, but 4 blades is looking pretty good on here. And I'll show you guys the fan's function. Here's the light. I'm using a remote control for this because this light doesn't have a pull chain control. So it's just not going to be practical to unscrew and unscrew the light bulb every time I turn the light on and off when I want the fan on. So that's why I decided to have the remote here. It's pretty dim light. I don't know what the wattage is in that bulb. It's a non-standard halogen bulb that doesn't have a regular screw-in socket. But yeah. Here's low speed on the remote. No, I don't want the light on. CraftMade, to my knowledge, was one of the higher end brands, so I don't know how much this costed, but given the fact that CraftMade was a higher end brand, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in the triple digits. I mean, ceiling fans back in 1999 when this fan was made were significantly cheaper than today. Of course, that's inflation is a key factor here. CraftMade made the CXL fan for quite a long time. I think it was a 20-year production because in the late 2010s, I know CraftMade was still making the CXL, but unfortunately they discontinued it, which is a shame because it was a very nice traditional style fan. The blade pitch on this is very steep. I think it's a 14 degrees. Let's go ahead and do a manometer test. See what we got. We'll go with 177. So my calculators are here. I think we said 13.4 was going to be our number. 13.4 times 177. 2,372. Round to the nearest tenth. Hers medium. And it goes noticeably faster. I think this remote here has a very good range of speeds. Low is very slow, but high is tornado mode, and the medium is like a good in between. I think that's as fast as it's gonna go. Let's do a CFM test on here. Okay, the manometer's slacking. Why won't this stay on? We'll go with 334 for medium. All right, so 334 times 13.4. 4,476 CFM. We're on to the nearest tenth. Now high. This is really where it moves a lot of air. And then it wobbles a little bit. When I got this fan had a penny on the side of the blades. and it was just taped on. It's a pretty ghetto way to do it, but honestly it worked. But I'm not going to do a ghetto repair like that because I don't think a wobble like this is going to affect much of anything. Let's do a feet per minute test on here. Here we go again with the slacking manometer. These are just cheap equipment. I really should just get some higher end ones. We'll go with 512. Okay, 512 times 13.4, 6,861 CFM. And I think it did push up to 5,000 or 531 for defeat per minute, and that gave us the 7,000 range. I'm going to do another manometer test to see if we can achieve that. Of course, this is slacking. Like I said, these are just cheap manometer tools. They're not super reliable. Oh, I think we got 531 now. If you do a really good test, you do get 531. Let's do 531. 7,115 CFM. So this is really quite a high performance fan. Honestly, about as good as a Casablanca. Not to mention, this has a regular old spinner motor. This has a much better mounting system. And the electronic controls won't break. That is, if you use pull chain controls like it has on this fan. Except the light doesn't have one, so that's why I'm using the remote. So, anyway, I'm going to turn this fan off. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.